Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So we had been reading about the descendants of Vevastamanu. Sukadev Goswami is saying the descendants of Vevastamanu. Does anyone remember where we stopped at?
Hare Krishna. We stopped
Krishna.
that Udambini, the grandson of Sharyati, had a daughter named Revati, and he took her to Lord Brahma and to find a suitable husband. And then Sukdev Goswami told us that in the Brahmalok, when he went there, Brahmaji was busy hearing the songs from Gandharvas, and so he asked Kukudmi to wait. So we just heard up till there. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, so that comes to today's verse then. That brings us to today's verse 31. Tat Shrutva Bhagavan Brahma
Tatchutva Bhagavan Brahma
Rahasya Tam Uvachaha
Rahasyatam Uvachaha
Aho Rajan Niruddhaste
Aho
Rajan Nirdhaste
Kalena Hridiye Kritaha.
Kalena Hridiye Krita.
Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. After hearing his words, Lord Brahma, who is most powerful, laughed loudly and said to Kakudmi, O king, all of those whom you may have decided within the core of your heart to accept as your son-in-law have passed away in the course of time. So while Brahma was watching the musical performance, Kakudmi was waiting there, and now Brahma is free to speak to Kakudmi. So Kakudmi is saying, okay, I need a husband for my daughter. Lord Brahma is laughing loudly. Laughing loudly. Why is he laughing?
Because the time on earth has passed. So much time on earth has passed.
Yeah. You can see that how time is relative. On Brahma Lok, it's just like barely any time, But on earth, very long time has passed. Tat putra pautra na pitra na trinam.
Tat putra
Putra
potra
Potra Nam
Gotrani cha na shanmahe.
Gotrani cha Nashrinmahe
Kalo bhiyatasthrinava.
Kalo Abhiyata Isrina
Chaturyuga vikalpita.
Chaturyuga Vikalpita
27 Chaturyugas have already passed. Those upon whom you may have decided are not now gone. And so are their sons, grandsons, and other descendants. You cannot even hear about their names. During Lord Brahma's day, 14 Manus or 1000 Mahayugas pass away. Brahma informed King Kakudmi that 27 Mahayugas, each consisting of 4 periods, Satya, Treta, Dwapar, and Kali, had already passed. All the kings and other great personalities born in those yugas had now departed from memory into obscurity. This is the way of time as it moves through past, present, and future. There's something that we get to learn here. Yes. So 27 Chaturyugas have passed. In one day of Brahma, 1000 Chaturyugas are there. And 27 has passed. In one life of one Manu, there is 71 Chaturyuga. So it's the same Manu's time, but 27 Chaturyugas is a long, long time. And how do we see the effect of time here? What do we understand? The effect
Like
of time.
even the people who have been there have departed, like his son, grandsons, or all his lineage.
Yeah. So, at the kings, they were great and they were great personalities. But
Oh, Hare
now
Krishna.
people can't even remember them. Yes, Hare Krishna.
Hmm.
Yeah, so King Kakudmini was still in all yugas, like 1000 Mahayuga. He was in the like earth.
He
Is
was
something
on
like
Brahm.
that.
He was in Brahma Lok for this time, 27 Chaturyuga. Because he was waiting there, and in Brahma Lok, time goes very
Oh, the
slowly.
waiting time was so long, right?
Yes,
Oh, he was outside
waiting
when
time.
Brahmaji was busy with musical event, and that time passed like Mahayuga, yeah, right? 1000
Yeah,
Mahayugas. Oh,
27. That time passed like
hmm.
27
Okay,
of
okay,
these Chaturyugas. And so here,
okay.
Brahmaji, we can get to hear. He's saying all the kings and other great personalities born on those yugas are now departed from memory into obscurity. So this is the effect of time. These kings were very great personalities in their time. But now, with time, nobody can even remember the names. So, somebody may be great for a short time, but then after that, what happens? Nobody remembers. Departed from memory into obscurity. They must have received so much worship when they were alive. They must have conquered so much. They must have had so much. They must have received so much adoration from so many people. But now, as time has passed, nobody remembers also that they ever existed. So, this is the effect of time in this material world.
But Shilpa
So,
ji, one thing,
Yes.
Hare Krishna,
Hmm.
one thing.
Hare
So, like,
Krishna.
because they were the materialistic people, so people don't remember them. But we
That's
remember
right.
the great devotees, right?
Mm. That's right. That's a good point. Yeah.
Yeah, no matter how much time have passed, we still talk about Amrish Maharaj, we talk about Dhruv Maharaj, Prahlad Maharaj,
That's right.
Gajendra, right? We still
Yeah.
remember them and we talk about them, though so
Yeah.
much time has passed.
Then what does it then what we understand by that? Then what can we conclude by that?
Krishna and his devotees are eternal, they're always there. Krishna.
Yeah. That real fame is for the devotee then, because all these great kings were very great, but because they were not devotees, nobody remembers. But we are hearing about Dhruv Maharaj and Prahlad Maharaj millions of years ago. They were there, and till today we are hearing. So the fame of the devotee is eternal.
Mm.
Mm. Tadgacha deva devamsho
Tadgaccha Deva
Devam
Devamsho
so
baladeva mahabala
Baladevo
Baladevo
Mahabala
Mahabala
anya ratnam idam rajan
Kanya
Kanya Ratnam
Ratnam
Idam
Rajan
Rajan
nara ratnaya dehibo.
Naratnaya
Nararatnaya
Dehivo.
Devo.
O king, leave here and offer your daughter to Lord Baladev, who is still present. He is most powerful. Indeed, he is the supreme personality of Godhead, whose plenary portion is Lord Vishnu. Your daughter is fit to be given to him in charity. So Lord Brahma is saying, you must have thought of so many different people, that you're going to get your daughter married to, but they're all gone now. So now, at present, there is Lord Balaram there. You get your daughter married to him. He's the Supreme Lord himself. Lord Vishnu is a plenary portion coming from Lord Balaram. So, saying he's a fit candidate, fit husband for your daughter. Bhuvo Bharat Bhara Avataraya
Bhuvo Bhar Avataraya
Bhagavan Bhuta Bhavanaha
Bhagavan
Bhagavan
Bhuta
Bhavana
Bhavana
Avatirno Nijamshena
Avatino
Dino Nijanshena
Punya Shravana Kirtanaha.
Punya
Punyashravana
Kirtana.
Kirtana.
Lord Baladev is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. One who hears and chants about him is purified, because he is always the well-wisher of all living entities. He has descended with all his paraphernalia to purify the entire world and lessen its burden. So what is Lord Brahma saying? What happens when one hears about Balaramji?
He's purified.
Yeah, by hearing about Lord Balaram, his pastimes, by chanting his name, we are getting purified. You know, we may speak of currently somebody who's very famous, some material activity, maybe a politician or entertainer or a sportsman. But by speaking about them, our heart doesn't get purified. It binds us more to the material world. But here, by speaking about Lord Balaram, Lord Krishna, his incarnations, his devotees, our heart gets purified. So Lord Balaramji, always the well-wisher of all living entities. He's always the well-wisher. He's the Paramatma in our heart. Shirodakshai Vishnu is the Paramatma in our heart. Shirodakshai Vishnu is a expansion of Lord Balaram. Right? So now he has personally come. He was there personally at that time with his paraphernalia to purify the world and to lessen its burden. Lessen its burden. You know, he killed so many demons, so many other kings who were in the guise, who were so many other demons who were in the guise of kings. Iti adishto bhivandyajam
Idhi adishthyo vidyajam
Raja
nripasvapuram agataha
Ripah sapuram agata
Agatam
yaktam punya janatrasad
tyaktam punyajanatrasat
Nanatrasa
vra Bhratarbirdikshva avasthite.
Bhrakti
bhratrishva
Virdikshva
avastitah.
Having received this order from Lord Brahma, Kakudmi offered obeisances unto him and returned to his own residence. He then saw that his residence was vacant, having been abandoned by his brothers and other relatives who were living in all directions because of fear of such higher living beings as the Yakshas. So he's come back to earth, he's gone to his house, he's saying that his brothers have gone here and there, the Yakshas were, it seems, having war with them. So, Sutam Tattva Anavadyangim
Sutam dattva angim
Balaya Balashaline
balaya
Balaya Balashalini
Badri Akyam Gato Raja
Badri
Badri
Akyam Gato Raja
Raja
Taptum Narayanashramam.
Taptum Narayana
Narayanashram.
Thereafter the king gave his most beautiful daughter in charity to the supremely powerful Baladev, and then retired from worldly life and went to Badrikashram to please Narayan. Thus, and the Bhaktivedanta purports of the 9th canto, 3rd chapter of the Srimad Bhagavatam, entitled The Marriage of Sukanyā and Cyavana Muni. So that brings us to the end of this chapter. So Revati, she becomes the wife of Lord Balaram. And she's the daughter of Kakudmi, coming in the lineage of Vaivasta Manu. And then Kakudmi is gone and retired. Any comments, questions?
Oh, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Yeah, just thinking like in those period, how it is wonderful, like you can reach to Brahmalok also.
Yeah, certainly not. It's a
No.
great personality to go to
Only great
Brahmalok.
personality or anyone on that yoga, that time period?
Oh, not anyone.
Not anyone?
Not anyone. No, no, no.
Then
And
this
you need to be
Kakodumi
very.
was very like pure devotee or something like that.
Well, we
King,
don't know if he was a pure devotee, but he was a powerful king.
powerful king.
He's certainly a powerful king.
Mm.
And then he has the ability to go to Brahmalok.
And how wonder it is, like he was waited for a long time, and so 4 yugas, like 27 times, right?
Yeah,
It's finished.
27 times. Yeah,
So it's so wonderful.
wonderful, right?
And they are
And
young.
then
They were still young.
still young. Yeah, his daughter is still young. Now that's how
Yeah.
she's getting married to Balaram. And they didn't need any spaceship or anything, huh? Doesn't mention that they needed a
No.
spaceship.
Yeah.
A lot. And Brahmalok is very far from here.
Um,
It's the highest planet from the in this material world, right?
mm,
And the same thing, Hare Krishna, the same thing we also see in the Brahma Sammohan Leela. When the Brahmaji just had a blink of his eye, he just went to see, and then the year passed during the
Yeah,
Krishna time. We saw that how all those
yeah,
boys, he had just gone, like just for a second or something, just gone to take a look back. And then when he came back, so like we see that how time is so different on different planets,
yeah. Time is relative to the living
relative
entities.
to,
Actually,
yeah.
even on our planet, if we see like the timeline of a human being, if we compare it to a dog,
And
it's different.
yeah, it's
And
different,
then,
yes. How time is
yeah,
relative, yeah.
and if we see even compared to an ant, it will be even more different. And then, there are some living entities who are there barely live for a few moments or something.
Hmm.
So how their whole life is going in that moment, kind of born, grow, reproduce, then dwindle, and then they vanish. Yeah, time.
Yeah.
Okay, chapter 4.
Hare Krishna.
Ambarish Maharaj. Yes, Hare Krishna.
Yeah, so that means it sounds like as though the time passed very fast, right? Even in Brahmalok. Is it?
Yeah, yeah. So time
I
passed.
mean, it's like 1000 Chatur Yugas, one day of Brahma, but the
Mm.
way, like, like it seems like as though it passed very fast.
So it goes slower and slower as you go higher. So on Earth is
That's
passed
what
very
is.
fast, right? On Earth
Mm,
it
yes.
was 27 Chaturyugas, but on Brahmalok it was barely any time. He just saw this entertainment and that he just asked them to wait. So maybe how long they would have waited, couple of minutes or even say half an hour or 1 hour. But on Earth, time went by so fast that 27 Chaturyugas went by.
Yeah.
So time is slower. As the living entity gets higher and higher, then
Time
the
is
time
slower.
goes slower and slower. Like we see for an ant, time will pass faster than for a human being.
Hmm.
For us, it may be just one day, but the ant may have completed his full life in that one day.
So this Kakudmi's daughter, what's his name? Who got married to Baladev, Lord Baladev?
Revati.
Revati.
Revati, yeah? Okay, I thought Revata's daughter was Revati. No?
No, so Revata, we heard is her grandfather, I think.
Oh,
And then
okay. So
Revata's son
King
is
Sharyati's three sons. So one of them Revata.
King
Is it?
Shayati had three sons, Uttana, Barhi,
Oh,
Anartha, Burishe. From Anartha, he had Revata.
okay. From
So Revata
others.
is the grandson of Sharyati. And
Okay.
Revata's son is Kakudmi.
Okay.
So
Son of
Revati
the
is kind of named after the grandfather then.
grandfather.
Revati's
Okay.
grandfather is
Okay.
Revata. Mm, okay. So, chapter 4, Ambarish Maharaj offended by Durvasa Muni. We'll hear a short summary by Srila Prabhupada. This chapter describes the history of Maharaj Nabhaga, of his son Nabhaga, and of Maharaj Ambarish. The son of Manu was Nabhaga, and his son Nabhaga lived for many years in the Gurukul. In Nabhaga's absence, his brothers did not consider his share of the kingdom, but instead divided the property among themselves. When Nabhaga returned home, his brothers bestowed upon him their father as his share. But when Nabhaga went to his father and told him about the dealings of the brothers, his father informed him that this was cheating and advised him that for his livelihood he should go to the sacrificial arena and describe two mantras to be chanted there. Nabhaga executed the order of his father, and thus Angira and other great saintly persons gave him all the money collected in that sacrifice. To test Nabhaga, Lord Shiva challenged his claim to the wealth. But when Lord Shiva was satisfied by Nabhaga's behavior, Lord Shiva offered him all the riches. From Nabhaga was born Ambarish, the most powerful and celebrated devotee. Maharaj Ambarish was the emperor of the entire world, but he considered his opulence temporary. Indeed, knowing that such material opulence is the cause of fall down into conditional life, he was unattached to this opulence. He engaged his senses and mind in the service of the Lord. This process is called Yukta Vairagya or feasible renunciation, which is quite suitable for worship of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Bec- Sorry. Because Maharaj Ambarish, as the emperor, was immensely opulent, he performed devotional service with great opulence. And therefore, despite his wealth, he had no attachment to his wife, children, or kingdom. He constantly engaged his senses and mind in the service of the Lord. Therefore, to say nothing of enjoying material opulence, he never desired even liberation. Once Maharaj Ambarish was worshipping the Supreme Personality of Godhead in Vrindavan, observing the vow of Dwadashi. On Dwadashi, the day after Ekadashi, when he was about to break his Ekadashi fast, the great mystic yogi Durvasa appeared in his house and became his guest. King Ambarish respectfully received Durvasa Muni, and Durvasa Muni, after accepting his invitation to eat there, went to bathe in the Yamuna river at noontime. Sorry, because he was absorbed in samadhi, he did not come back very soon. Maharaj Ambarish, however, upon seeing that the time to break the fast was passing, drank a little water in accordance with the advice of learned Brahmanas, just to observe the formality of breaking the fast. By mystic power, Durvasa Muni could understand that this had happened, and he was very angry. When he returned, he began to chastise Maharaj Ambarish, but he was not satisfied, and finally he created from his hair a demon appearing like the fire of death. The Supreme Personality of Godhead, however, is always the protector of his devotee. And to protect Maharaj Ambarish, he sent his disc, the Sudarshan Chakra, which immediately vanquished the fiery demon, and then pursued Durvasa, who was so envious of Maharaj Ambarish. Durvasa fled to Brahmalok, Shivalok, and all the other higher planets, but he could not protect himself from the wrath of the Sudarshan Chakra. Finally, he went to the spiritual world and surrendered to Lord Narayan. But Lord Narayan could not excuse a person who had offended a Vaishnava. To be excused from such an offense, one must submit to the Vaishnava whom he has offended. There is no other way to be excused. Thus Lord Narayan advised Durvasa to return to Maharaj Ambarish and beg his pardon. So we hear about this pastime so much. It's a very popular pastime, narrated many times, and now we are going to hear about it in detail. Shishukuvacha
Shri Shuka Uvacha
Nabhago Nabhag Apatyam
Nabhago Nabha Apatyam
Yam Tatam Bhratara Kavim
Yam Tam Pradharaha Kavim
Yavishtam Vyabhajantayam
Yavishtam Vyabhajandayam
Brahmacharinam Agatam.
Brahmacharinamagatam.
Sukadev Goswami said, the son of Nabhaga, named Nabhaga, lived for a very long time, at the place of his spiritual master. Therefore, his brothers thought that he was not going to become a grahast and would not return. Consequently, without providing a share for him, they divided the property of their father among themselves. When Nabhaga returned from the place of his spiritual master, they gave him their father as his share. There are two kinds of brahmacharis. One may return home, marry, and become a householder, whereas the other, known as Brahadbrat, takes a vow to remain a brahmachari perpetually. The Brahadbrat brahmachari does not return from the place of the spiritual master. He stays there, and later he directly takes sannyas. Because Nabhaga did not return from the place of his spiritual master, his brothers thought that he had taken Brahadbrat brahmacharya. Therefore, they did not preserve his share, and when he returned, they gave him their father as his share. So what happened? Why did the brothers not keep a share for Nabhaga?
They thought that he's not going to come, he's going to take the brahmachari. He's going to become a brahmachari. And
Yeah,
because he lived with his guru.
yeah, they thought he's not coming back. Prataro bhangta kimmayam
Bhrataro abhaktah kim mahyam
bhajama pitaram tava
bhajama
Pitaram
tava
Tava
vam mamaryas tata bhankshur
Twam
Tvam
arya
Maharyastata
sur
ma putraka tat adritaha.
Ma
ma putra
Putraka
tata adata.
Adata.
Nabhaga inquired, my dear brothers, what have you given to me as my share of our father's property? His elder brothers answered, we have kept our father as your share. But when Nabhaga went to his father and said, my dear father, my elder brothers have given you as my share of property, the father replied, my dear son, do not rely upon their cheating words. I am not your property. So the father is saying, your brothers are cheating you. Ime ange rasha satram
Ime
Me
angira
Angirasa
satyam
Satram
asate dya sumedasa
asate
Asate
dasaha
shastam shastam upetyaha
shashtam
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 Sashtam
upetasya
Upetyaha
bhave muyanti karmani.
Kave
Kave
muyanti
yanti
karmani.
karmani.
Nabhaga's father said, all the descendants of Angira are now going to perform a great sacrifice. But although they are very intelligent, on every sixth day, they will be bewildered in performing sacrifice and will make mistakes in their daily duties. Nabhaga was very simple hearted. Therefore, when he went to his father, the father, out of compassion for his son, suggested that as a means of livelihood, Nabhaga could go to the descendants of Angira and take advantage of their misgivings in performing yajna. So because Nabhaga has no property, so his father is telling him what to do. He's saying that these sages are there. They are the descendants of Angira Muni and they are doing sacrifice. But every sixth day, there's some things happening that the sacrifice is not going correctly. So you go there. Tam svam shamsaya suktvedve
Tvam satvam sashaya srutte.
Vaishvadevi
Tamstam
Mahatmanah
samsayas Vaishwadeve Mahatmanaha
Te Swaryanto Dhanam Satra
Vaishvadevi Mahatmanaha.
Te Swaryanto Danam Satra
Parisheshitam Atmanah
Parisheshatam Atmanaha.
Parisheshitam Atmanaha
Dasyanti Te Tan Archa
Dasyanti te
Dasyante
atha tan archa.
Tancha
Vathasa Kritavan Yatha
Tatha
Tatha
samritan yatha.
Sakritvanyata
sorry Tasmai Tattva Yayu Swargam
Tasmai
Tasme
bhutva yayu
Tattvaya
swargam.
Swargam
Te Satra Parisheshanam.
Te
Te
satra
Satra
parishethanam.
Nabhaga's father continued, go to those great souls and describe two Vedic hymns pertaining to Vaishvadeva. When the great sages have completed the sacrifice and are going to the heavenly planets, they will give you the remnants of the money they have received from the sacrifice. Therefore, go there immediately. Thus, Nabhaga acted exactly according to the advice of his father, and the great sages of the Angira dynasty gave him all their wealth and then went to the heavenly planets. So it seems Nabhaga knew that if you do like this, then the sages who are doing sacrifice, they'll give you the money. He's saying you describe two Vedic hymns pertaining to Vaishvadev. Because anyway, they won't be very attentive on that day when they're chanting the mantra. So you chant this mantra. You describe these Vedic hymns, he's saying. And then after they complete the sacrifice and before they go to the heavenly planets, they will give you all the money. Tam kaschit svikarshyantam
Tvam kaschit svikaryashi
Yantam
antam.
Purusha Krishna Darshana
Purusha
Purusha Krishna darshanaha.
of Acha Tarato Bhyetya
Uvacho
Uvachotarato
taratyeti.
Vyetya
Mamedam Vastukam Vasu.
Mam
Mamedam
idam vastukam
Vastukam
vatu.
Vasu
And after a while, Nabhaga was accepting the riches. A black looking person from the north came to him and said, all the wealth from this sacrificial arena belongs to me. So the sages were giving all the wealth to Nabhaga, but then suddenly a black person is coming. He's saying, give me all this, belongs to me. Mamedam rishibir dattam.
Mamedam
Mamedam
Shivi Tattam
Prithvidattam
Iti tarhi smamanava.
Iti
Iti
Tarhi Swamanavaha
Syanaute pitari prashna.
Syayakrute
Te
Pitri
Tari
Prashna
Prashna
Prishtavan pitaram yatha.
Prishtavan
Prishtavam
Pitaram
Pitaram
Yatha.
Yata.
Nabhaga then said, these riches belong to me. The great saintly persons have delivered them to me. When Nabhaga said this, the black-looking person replied, let us go to your father and ask him to settle our disagreement. In accordance with this, Nabhaga inquired from his father. So there is a disagreement happening. Okay. Yagya vastu gatam sarvam.
Yagyavastu
Yajnavastu
Gatam
Gatam
Sarvam
Sarvam
Uchishtam rishaya kvachet.
Uchishtam
Tam
Vishaya Kvachit
Rishikati
Chakrurhi bhagam rudraya.
Chakruhi
Chakruhi
Bhagam
Bhagam
Rudraya
Rudraya
Sadeva sarvam arhati.
Sadevam
Sadeva
Sarvam
Sarvam
Arhati.
Arhati.
The father of Nabhaga said, whatever the great sages sacrificed in the arena of the Daksha Yagya, they offer to Lord Shiva as a share. Therefore, everything in the sacrificial arena certainly belongs to Lord Shiva. So this is the answer of the father of Nabhaga, but we'll have to continue reading it tomorrow, right?
So that means that person who came, that black in black, so he's from Lord Shiva's, I think.
Something like that, yeah.
Right?
And
He's
then
come
we
from.
are gonna, yeah,
Mm.
and then we can continue hearing. Oh,
Mm.
that's Lord Shiva himself.
Oh,
The next verse is saying it's Lord Shiva.
okay.
Yeah. So when we read more, we'll
Mm.
understand more because he's saying whatever Daksha Yagya happened, all was given to Lord Shiva. So the father is saying, yes, you give it now. So we'll stop here.
Yes.
Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila
Jai,
Prabhupada ki jai, Gaur
Jai,
Bhakta Vrinda ki jai, Hare
Jai.
Krishna.